G'day everyone, it's Sam Mackay from Enterprise DNA. Today we're going to look at something quite specific, but really interesting how you can combine lots of things in Power BI, especially with DAX, and find a pretty good insight that is very actionable, very usable in a business or corporate environment where you need to track your customers, or you want to track your customer behavior. What are they doing? What are they purchasing? When are they purchasing it? Now, the specific insight we're going to look at here is how many days since the last purchase a customer, any customer has made, right? And so we have to walk through a few steps in regards to working that out. And we also want to look at, for each customer, we want to then bring in our data model and say, okay, well, for each different region that we sell in, when was the last customer purchase for that particular region, and then how many days since that last purchase has it been? Okay, so we've got to walk through a few steps, so let's jump into it. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to work out, okay, well, when was a customer's last purchase, right? And so if we have a very quick look at the data model, actually we'll jump to the table, we'll jump to the transaction table. You'll see here that we have a purchase date in this table, right? So we, in theory, for every single customer, we can say, okay, well, after that filter is placed, what is the very last date that they have purchased? And so if I come to my formula here, it's date of last purchased, you'll see all we need to do actually is go last date sales of the purchase date. So all we do is we go in, so for this particular result, this customer is filtered, and then we have all that's left in the sales table is all the dates that they actually purchase, and then last date comes in and looks and finds that very last date, and then it returns that particular date. And that's why for this Gregory Jackson, that's why we're getting this particular result here. But then if you think about what we need to do, we need to go and work out, okay, what is the last sale date of everyone, so for everything. And so, most of the time, so say you've got live data, right, then that's going to be, say, today. So it could be as simple as just writing today as a function. But in this case, this is a demo data set, so I have to kind of create my last day within it. And because this data set, I have actually just sort of pushed out into a random date. The way that I actually work that out is with this formula here. So I go, okay, well, I want to find the max purchase date of the entire sales table or transaction table or whatever table you're looking at, right? And so this is how I've achieved it. And then if I actually drag this into this table, you'll see that the very last day in this particular case is the 6th of the 1st. So that's the 6th day of January 2018. So that's the last date that I've got in my demo data set. But from here, we can now work out the days since the last purchase, right? Because we have the last purchase date of everything, and then we have the last individual purchase date of each customer. And so all we've got to do is go this one minus this one, and that's going to give us the days since last purchase. Now there is one consideration that we need to make here. I want you to have a look at this formula where I put this in value. Now what you find if you go a date minus a date, it actually returns a date format, a number in a date format, and then also you might sometimes might actually produce a text value. And so what value does is it actually turns a text value into a number. So if you do have a value which is a number and it's returning text as a measure, and you can't figure out, it doesn't actually give you an option to change it here, then you can use value to change that over. Now, the one other thing to note, and you'll see here I've got a bit of logic in this formula as well, is that when I actually select, say, Florida here, you will see that if I didn't, let's have a look, last purchase date, days since last, if I did not have this as blank, check out what happens to my results. So if I come up here and I select Florida, you'll see that we get, because this is our entire customer list, and in the current context of Florida, it's actually returning this customer even though they never actually bought in Florida. And so what we have to do is we have to say, okay, well, don't return this result if they didn't even make a purchase. And so the way we do that is we go if is blank date of last purchase, then equal to blank. And so you'll do this a lot in a lot of your, this logic in a lot of your models. And then, but when we do it, it comes up and makes a lot more sense. And so what's so cool is that we can just click around and quickly see, okay, and think about how from a marketing perspective or a customer outreach perspective, or from a digital marketing perspective, this is really powerful stuff, because you might want to add specific marketing or advertising to these specific customers. If they haven't interacted with you or bought off you for a long time, then maybe there's some really special offer that you can send to them via their email or a mail out, and you could automate it off the back of this. What you could also do, what I thought when I was creating this, is you could, instead of getting the entire list of customers, I mean, in theory, what you could do is you could say, okay, well, if a customer breaches, say, this 300-day threshold, so let's actually write it in, last purchase 300 days ago, you could write some logic inside of here. You could say if days since last purchase is greater than or equal to 300, then days since last purchase, if not, equal to blank. And then you could actually create a chart. So I'll just show you what I mean by this. You could create a chart that just showcases those particular clients, those most at-risk clients, or those clients that require a very special deal. So it's just amazing how quickly you can branch out right into these fantastic insights. Just turn this back to maybe the data bars is probably a better option here. And so these are your most at-risk clients, and you're only going to actually show them in the particular table. And then, as people tip into this particular insight, then or they breach that threshold, and then that should set off sort of alerts or warning bells, and you should be going out and you should be marketing to those clients or having some sort of event for those clients or something like that. So that's a commercial aspect of this insight, which I think is really, really powerful. And until next time, hope you enjoyed this one. All the best. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Hey everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Enterprise DNA TV. If you enjoyed the content covered in this particular tutorial, please throw the video a like. It really helps us and we really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Enterprise DNA TV channel. We have a huge amount of content coming out all the time from myself and a range of content creators, all dedicated to improving the way that you use Power BI and the Power Platform. Lastly, check out Enterprise DNA's website. Plenty of resources and further learning that you can access very easily. All the best. Take care.